Let us move to the online BI platform. I'll upload the data we just mentioned. First, let's look at the component area. Since we need to perform an aggregate calculation, we'll start by dragging the product and order amount fields into the workspace. Now, let us see how to implement the 3 filtering conditions. The first one is a detailed filter based on order date. We'll drag the order date field into the filter section. Select the period from April to June 2022 and confirm. You will notice the data changes accordingly. Next, let us look at the detail level filtering. We can directly drag the order amount field into the filter section. A pop-up window will appear. We'll select Filter by Detail Values. We'll set the condition to greater than 1,000. And as you can see, many products with amounts below 1,000 are now filtered out, since we were focusing on high-value orders for this analysis. Now for the third condition. We'll drag the order amount field into the filter again, but this time, we'll select Sum, which is different from the detail filtering we just did, and then enter 250,000 as the condition. You might have a question here. What dimension is this aggregation based on? Actually, it depends on the dimensions you've selected in the analysis area. For example, since I've dragged the product field here, the order amounts are aggregated by each product. If I were to also drag in the order date field, then the aggregation would be based on the combination of date and product. You can still use the traditional approach from the drop-down menu just like before, applying the filter directly. That works perfectly fine as well. You'll notice that in the new version, no matter where you apply a filter within this component, all filters will be consolidated and displayed here in the Filters section. This makes the analysis process much more convenient. All the filters applied to the component, making it easier to troubleshoot or review your analysis. Here's another handy tip for you. If it's an aggregated filter, in the current version, you can simply look for the faint gray words next to it. But for detail values, no such text will appear. Now let's switch back to the slides. In the example, we only focused on detail filtering and aggregated result filtering. These represent 2 fundamental levels of filtering, which actually cover about 60-70 or even 80% of typical analysis scenarios. So if you can achieve flexible mastery of these 2 types, that will already be quite sufficient for most needs. Now, let's explore where and how you can configure detail filtering versus aggregated result filtering. Besides the method I demonstrated earlier, are there other ways to set up detail filtering? First, all dimension fields such as year, month, product type, etc., are configured for detail filtering by default. Second, when you drag indicator into the filter section, a pop-up window will appear. If you select detail values, it applies detail level filtering. Third, all filter components on the dashboard itself are also set up for detail level filtering. Now, let's move on to the entry points for aggregated filtering. The first method is through the new interaction in the latest version. When you drag a metric into the filter section, a pop-up window appears. If you select options within the red boxed section such as sum, average, maximum, etc., you are applying aggregated filtering. Alternatively, you can also access this by clicking the filter icon in the metric drop-down within the analysis area, or through the filter option in the column header drop-down. Both of these entry points also support aggregated result filtering.